What is up? Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to talk about this new article that came out. It's kind of a re-emergence of an old issue. About a month ago, they were trying to pass this law, and recently they backtracked on it. Uh, Maybe 2017, 18, Miami and New York also tried to pass a version of this law, and it surrounds anonymous buying of condos, which is real property, especially high-end condos. Now, take a look at this article. State backtracks on law that would unmask secretive NYC condo buyers. New state guidance eliminates major changes for Manhattan buyers. So this article, this most recent one, was supposed to target commercial owners for like 1 to 4 unit townhouses. Specifically, I think it originated in Rockland County. And if you don't know, there's quite a lot of real estate controversy in Rockland County that we could do a whole other video about. We're not going to do that right now. But it also this law that they wanted to pass lumped in also condo buyers. Now, 2017, 16, maybe a little bit of 18, there was a lot of people talking about pushing to completely de-anonymize these buyers in LLCs. Now, a lot of people claim that it's because brokers or clients, really rich people, want their identity secret and their privacy. And I kind of agree with them to this extent. Say you're super famous, say you're Madonna, or you're like a Yankee or an athlete or something. In our city, at least in New York and a lot of government databases, when you have your real name on there, it's very easy to find you. It's extremely easy. You have simpler services you can pay for, like Property Shark, but we have a system called Acris, which makes all property records available to the public. Because, to a certain extent, you should be able to know who your neighbors are. It's also kind of weird, though, too. If you register to vote, you can kind of see people's political affiliations, too, which is a little bit odd. Or at least, sorry, I think it's at least that they registered to vote. But so the debate's been going on. Should these people be brought into the light who are standing behind these LLCs? And the reason being, the original reason was for money laundering, tax evasion, possibly through the purchase of real estate. The reason being is that if you have money in an offshore account, cash specifically, you can transfer it if there's no mortgage into a real estate purchase without raising too many flags. If you're doing a mortgage, the banks are required to follow certain federal guidelines of the Homeland Security Act that real estate brokers are not. Originally, when it passed in 2001-ish or whatever, after 9/11, it was going to get passed. There was a lobby to protect real estate clients from the real estate industry. We started kind of citing like a person's right to privacy. So this kind of brings the debate up again because high-end transactions in New York, 5 million and up, are monitored more closely by the government and the federal authorities about moving money around. And one thing also as well is that for the pro side of allowing anonymous LLCs is that foreign buyers, it's kind of hard for them to get mortgages, so they can't get them in the first place. So if they put them through a shell company, they can buy cash. And the reason being is that if you're from a country that maybe you did some nefarious activity or you're trying to hide your taxes in a foreign country, making a cash purchase in something that's locked up like a piece of real estate, it's harder to go after it if you're under the scrutiny of the law. People think it's a stable investment in terms of New York or places like Miami are a strong real estate market, so you're not going to lose money. And you couldn't, if you did large purchases of stock or used a bank in that way, you might be tracked by the fuzz. So yeah, Rockland County has had a lot of issues lately the last couple years about people moving in, not abiding by the building codes and then using building codes. Sorry, and then no person can be tracked, right? And it was, I think it was a stat that like 2015, over half of all purchases and condo purchases in New York were cash, and I think it was like 62% above 2 million were all cash. So it's a combination of wealthy people who maybe want their privacy, and then maybe there are some people who we don't know the source or the actual source of this cash, and maybe that person has affairs in other countries that maybe they're going after this money but don't have it yet, and if it's tied up in a piece of real estate, they can't get to it. So here's a quote from the article. Industry insiders fear the law would have major consequences for Manhattan's real estate market. Since purchasing property through an LLC is a common practice for celebrities, the ultra-rich, and anyone who wishes to keep their transactions a secret for privacy or some shady reasons, as I just went over. I don't think this is going to be much of an issue. It came up maybe 2 years ago or a year ago, and it met some pushback. If you technically, I think if you're in an LLC and you own more than 25%, you do have to disclose who you are. But I think if it's under 25%, you do not. So that's a question. Do you think that people should have to disclose their real estate holdings if they're buying something? Like, do you need to know who your neighbor is? Should the authorities be able to see who's making these large transactions with cash, with cold hard cash? Or, as a citizen, do you have a right to your property and your privacy? I think this issue is going to be going on a little bit longer, but I don't really know where I fall on it. I see both sides, but for now, identities will be secret. All right, that's all we got for today. Thanks. Talk to you later. Bye. Subscribe if you like it. Follow me on Instagram. I'm a real estate agent in New York City. We do condos, brownstones, co-ops, investment deals. We manage people's rentals. Just DM me. Marcus Amadeus, Marcus Shada at Compass. Talk to you later. Bye.